जीमेल है ना आपका क्लासरूम वाला, उसी पे क्रोम में दिख जाएगा खुला हुआ अकाउंट तो। ओके all right. Homework. What was the homework? If you are the God, or if you were the God, then what would you have done? Anybody who has brainstormed other than or additional points what we have discussed in the class? If yes, then use either of your hands to raise, please. What did you write? Definition of God. What was the definition? God is a hope. Okay. 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 You define God, right? God is real or not? So which side one? All right.
Sir, how feasible is it going to be if I behave like
I mean, you can, but it won't fit or suffice the context, because God, by the very conception or the idea of God, it is not about responsibility. God is the perfect. If there is any responsibility, God would have been doing that. How you can suggest something to somebody who does not even require any kind of suggestion, knows everything? I don't know whether he is he or he is she or whatever is. God is God. But what you can do, you can define God. If you want to contextualize and you want to say that God is like us, this could be one of the elements that you bring Indic ideas of God. God is Bhagwan. Means even if you are able to achieve excellence in certain areas, you will be treated as God. But it will be like very limited to one perspective. But however the question is giving you, God means supreme authority or the supreme fountainhead of entire existence is God. So in that essence, this would be relying upon the idea that you believe in some form of energy. However, you can also deny that there is existence of such a huge or supreme figure, but merit should be there. When you discuss, your justification must be meritorious. All right. Let's talk some of the other concepts. One of them is nature. What is nature? Look at these three words, and on the basis of this, you decipher what is nature. Nature, character, conduct. One more thing I am adding is habit. What is nature? Anyone?
So it's a way of response to external or regular behavior of a person.
Regular behavior of a person. Then what is character or conduct or behavior? Okay. All are distinguished. If you are using one to define other, then you have to define other as well, right? What is nature? What we use as nature is behavior in common terms, but nature is not behavior. What is nature in this context? Which features? Characteristic features. All of them can be considered as characteristic features.
The way of looking and understanding and responding to the things and issues.
I think in first 3 or 4 lectures we have discussed about this nature. I gave you one idea of debate, nature versus that versus. If you are able to recall, then it is okay. If not able to recall, we just talk about that. What is nature? Nature means what you have acquired, inherited, which comes you as, because you are human beings, so it will be in that form. You will not be having traits of plants. You may be having very limited traits of ancient species which has their evolution till the human lives. So nature means what you have acquired, what you have gained as a matter of innate qualities. Basically these are passed on even without you knowing that these are my qualities, right? If there are members of a family, more often if most of them are sitting together, we can look at their face and we can say these are the family members, yes or no? There are several traits on their like physical appearance as well, on the basis of which we can say yes, these are similar, maybe height, maybe their shape of nose, eye color, hair, etc. Similarity happens, genetic coding transfer from one generation to another generation is nature, number one. Number two, nature means original form. What cannot be compromised? Can you compromise your eating? Yes or no? Can you compromise on your sleep, that I will not sleep? No. Can you compromise on your breathing and still surviving? Can you compromise on your mobility and say I'll be very happy? No. You need all the basic necessities which are there. So original form of you as a creature means it is a part of nature. The role of environment, surroundings, I am not talking about society, surroundings means nature or the environment, ecology. The role of ecology to support you as a creature, to make you survive, grow, is the part of nature. Yes? Comfortable? Yes or no? This is nature. Nature is different from the application of human aspects. When human aspects apply upon the original being, then it is often termed as nurture. This was the debate. What is more important, nature or nurture? Who is having more intelligence, whites or blacks? Who is more intelligent? White people or black people? Tell me. Who is best, Indian people or Pakistani? So when we are applying some adjectives or qualifiers, then what do we have? We have got the aspects of nurture, where culture is there, social values are there, your interaction is there, your way of perception of the reality, real picture is there. Then it is nurture. Which is more dominant? Both. We can travel from Manav to Madhav, that is from being human, from human being to humane or being human. But this will happen only because of our conscious decisions, the way we evolve ourselves. Nature gives us the very basic tendencies to create harmony within the natural existence. It is the gift of nature. Are you following? So, for anybody, any one of you, you would know that something comes naturally to me because of my genetic nature, my genetic makeup, my genetic built up. Maybe my physiology is like this. Some people are by default good athlete. Without any proper training, they have got more strength, not because only they have consumed better food. Their genetic traits has been like this, or their geographical traits have made their genes to adapt in such a manner that they have better or stronger potential. They have got more lung capacity, right? Michael Phelps, in swimming, He has won all the medals in Olympics, right? What and why he is so fast while swimming? Because maybe his physiology promotes that idea. The shape of his body is such, or dynamics are such, that helps him to pace up while swimming. Most probably nature would have some role to play. Similarly, nurture, the way you apply or improve your body with your conscious decisions, with the application of society's ideas, with the application of ethics, with the application of spiritual analysis, religion. What you get? You get nurture. You get nurtured. Which is more powerful, nature or nurture? Yes? Technically, when it is there to project in current world, nurture takes a leap. When we know that all are born equal, equal capability, equal faculty, equal does not mean uniform. Equal means they have respective diversity and differences, but they are equal. Equal in the sense they have all the capabilities, they have all the potential to grow and develop themselves. So white and black, nobody is superior. Same. Brown and white, nobody is superior. Both are same. Are you getting? What is this? This is the nature. That nature provides everyone some equality. Overall, if you look at the individual, equality can be there on an average. Nurture is there when civilizational aspect, culture and social values, they do interplay with the individual. Then they generate some thought process and perceptions are created, stereotypes are created, prejudices are created, attitude towards somebody else becomes different, us and they. Us means we are a group. We want to create fraternity, brotherhood. What kind of brotherhood? Multiple types of brotherhood. This brotherhood, that brotherhood. Within the brotherhood, we are good. But somebody who's not under the brotherhood, what is this? They have to be shunned away. No respect, no acceptance. Technically, it is the perspective of gangster. How do gangsters operate? They form close groups. Within the group, there is proper loyalty and ethics. Even the utmost unethical aspects, that is the organized crime or terrorism, they do not survive without the ethics within them. Their acts have the consequences unethical outside. However, their ethics or ethical foundation which they have very baseless principles to stand upon. But however, trust is the factor or the currency that binds them together. Besides trust, there is another element, that is the element of fear. Are you following? What are these? These are not the aspects of nature, these are the aspects of nurture. Comfortable? So what has been gifted to you? You may be good orator, good listener, beautiful singer, dancer, etc., etc. That is your nature. When you hone that skill, you gain intelligence in one particular aspect. Remember, intelligence and emotional intelligence. There are multiple types of intelligences. One of them could be your singing or mathematical or any other. When overall personality gains something, one element of this perspective, another element of this perspective, then what becomes? You become a nurtured person. Nurtured person may be nurtured in the right direction or in the wrong direction, depending upon the mental analysis. So what happens? There is nature, that is original you. Mowgli in jungle would be understanding language of animals far better than our language. There are cases where very small child, they were isolated for years, 10 years, 12 years, and when they were reinducted in society, they did not have the proper language. They were not able to grasp language. They were slow to grow. Why? Because nature has not given the language which we are adopting. It has been evolutionary essence. It is, we do have capacity to learn the language, but there is a time frame when we learn the language effectively. Beyond that, we need to put in extra efforts. So in case of nature, it is originally given, then it is applied with the external elements, then you become nurtured. It could be positive or negative. It could be positive and negative when you grow with society, and whatever you consume with reasoning. Is it good, bad, relevant, irrelevant? That is, you're basing your decisions on the basis of information you have, what is good for you. So when you apply reasoning here, then it is character. Character is not built in one day. It takes entire growth period to form a character. How do we translate character in Hindi? It is called as charitra. If you are comfortable, character is translated as charitra. So charitra is something which is the trademark of your personality. I have this character. You have a friendly character. You have a supporting character. Your character favors inclusive growth. Your character is dictatorial. Your character is joyful, right? Your character is rule following. Your character is responsible. So these could be the traits of your character. So what happens? A character is built over a period of time. Normally character could be, some people would confuse nurtured personality is like the character, whatever we consume in the form of what people have given to us in the name of society, religion and other thing. We consume that, and if we become anything without applying our logic and reasoning and rationality, what is that? The personality which is automatically self mode pe, it is moving forward. However, if you look at the character is applied with the reasoning. There is the greatest value of anything. If it is there, then it is value of character. A character worth of trusting is the character which we need. A character worth of trusting is able to make the nation great, civilization proud. Again, I'll take back the example. Ramayana, translated by Tulsidas, and the title was Ramcharitramanas. Right? What does it talk about in the entire epic? In the entire epic, it is the character of Lord Ram which is being described as. And character is something which cannot be fickle. A fickle minded will have fickle character. Right now one thing and suddenly another decision. This decision, that decision. It is not like intraday trading that you have to work upon fluctuation. Character is the constant trait. Imagine if you have taken the decision that I will commit to the truthfulness, or I will apply my energy and resources to make myself a great personality and potential person with utility for nation. So altogether your life, throughout your life, you are going to apply the same logic. Is it going to help my nation or not? Mohandas Karamchandra Gandhi gave a talisman. Use it if you can use an essay, use it if you want to use in paper 4. What is talisman? Gandhiji's talisman. Anybody remember? Yes or no? Anybody from CBSE? Nobody? Yes, what is talisman? You don't know? Okay. Okay, let me just help you. Gandhian talisman is like, it is a magic pill. If you are facing some ethical dilemma, according to him, not applicable in all the consequences, but yes, it has got the potential. The concept of Antodaya is related here. So he said, if you are in a situation of trouble that you want to do something or not, if there is a dilemma, then look at the person and the face of the person who is the poorest of all. which you have ever seen. If your action has any impact on the betterment of the life of that person, take the action. If not, leave it. Are you following? What this particular guideline can do? It can act like a main idea to peg your personality. If your personality is pegged with this main idea, you will always try to be that oriented who is working for Antodaya, Sarvodaya. Sarvodaya means everybody's growth. Antodaya means even the remotest or the weakest or poorest or the vulnerable most person must get the benefit. From whom? The one who has the power. Currently government is having a phenomenal approach of inclusive growth, sabka saath sabka vikas. Very easy to understand, very easy to criticize, but in reality there are the effects on ground which India is doing right from early 2000 era. India is believing in inclusive growth, right? Despite having so many measures of inclusive growth, we are having inequalities, but that is the reality to be considered and to be minimized. But the basic philosophy is that we do believe in the upliftment of the poorest of the all. Are you getting? So if you yourself has certain principles to associate, to link, then it will become pertinent for you. Let's not try ourselves into the main shackles that I'll be honest only. Why honest only? Why not honest plus compassionate? Are you following? Why are you only the man of integrity? Go beyond integrity. Talk about probity as well. Are you following? Integrity and probity, these are the levels of the values you want to follow in your life. The kind of value you follow, the better you become. If your values are, if you value money, then what does it lead to? Money orientation. That is not where things are going to die. Money orientation means you are embracing yourself as the larger self. So individualism will come into the picture. If individualism will come into the picture, how things do happen in chain ways. If individualism comes in picture, then collectivism sinks. Collectivism sinks means collapse of the institution which do support society will sink. More of divorce, more of domestic violence and what not, drug abuse, etc., in the name of freedom, they do come up. So we need to create a balance. Are you following? So it is the character that has to be built, and if we are able to build the character, we can move forward with the character. All right. The kind of character you have, these are the chain of association that I am trying to build. So be here. Wherever you find that you have missed any connection, let me know. Okay. So the kind of character you have will be reflected in the form of your actions. Words can be manipulated. You will come to me, say, sir, do you speak truth? I'll say, I always speak the truth. Maybe possible I am the biggest liar in the world. All right. I am not saying to you because you might get offended and you will say, sir, it is not good. Are you following? So character is shown by your deeds in general, not in public. What you do when nobody is watching, not with the fear that God is watching, but with the fear that what I will answer to myself. If you are doing that because God is watching, it means, my dear, you are on the wrong path. The moment your idea of God is broken, what will you become? Imagine if you are doing everything good for a person, that I have changed my personality to become a good person, and that person is no more there in your life, what would you be? I am asking you. First you will be shattered, and next point, you will be full of revenge and you will take the negative actions. Yes or no? Imagine you are pegging yourself or doing some good only because God is there, and based upon your perspective, because I am talking about perspective, I do not know reality, Based upon your perspective, you realize that God is no more. You track the path of agnosticism, or you become atheist, or maybe some conception of God changes in your life. What is going to happen with you? What will you rely upon? You will rely upon, because you were doing good only because of the fear of the God. Now, no fear, what you will do? You will be fearless. You will be doing all the heinous crimes which are there. Sometimes people do in the name of God as well. So the idea here is, whenever you are building the personality or the character can take either of the direction depending upon the way you want to take it. Your reasoning. If your reasoning is justifying wrong actions, your character will be built into the wrong characters. If we achieve the wrong or negative most character, we call it vice. If the character is positive most, we call it virtue. So it is virtuous character, right? So in this essence, character is manifested. You can say this is a good person, this person is a truthful person, I can trust this person. How you can say this? How you can say somebody is a person of worth trusting? Looking at the face. How you can say? I am asking. If you were to say that a person is worth trusting, you can put your trust on a person, then how you can say? By relation, actions, past relations. What kind of relations? Okay, so past relations. How you will judge if a person, whether a person is trustworthy or not?
So when we will be able to observe how he or she behaves, not just with us, but with other people as well.
Privacy.
There's no
Okay.
difference in the virtual behavior.
Aren't you intruding into privacy? You should see what you should be seeing. Don't worry, that is not the debate to put here. Yes. Basically, you will.
There has to be consistency in virtuous behavior. I mean, if a person is helpful, he should not be helpful to just a single person.
Exactly. So the thing is, you observe the overall general pattern of a person. Trust is a very hard earned currency. Once lost, regaining back is very difficult, far more difficult than the gaining it for once. Are you getting? So in this essence, you want to judge the character of a person, you look at the consistency of the character of that person, right? What is and how consistently the person is repeating the same thing again and again. So it is the conduct of the person which you observe. Like, I will give you some of the examples, even though they may sound political, but must not sound political, because what we are observing, we are taking forward the popular figure. I am talking about the Prime Minister of India behaving whenever there is a global forum, whenever there is a meeting, there is a body language of the Prime Minister. You can trace that a Prime Minister which has got power of entire 100 crore population, more than 100 crore of people, the backing is there. If it is there with the Prime Minister, then what is going to happen? The Prime Minister must become confident. It is reflected where? Reflected in the meetings at global arena. Barack Obama, when comes to the stage, comes with full confidence. Presently, Joe Biden comparatively lacks that spirit. Are you getting the difference what I am trying to refer to you? It is not just the one step, one initiative. Everywhere you can find that. Same person, whenever there are some initiatives, like somebody is coming and accepting Bharat Ratna, you can get the gestures, even though it may be media publicity. I am not sure of that. But in picture, what are the messages given? That Prime Minister is bowing against or in front of the person who is bowing back. What is this? Whenever he is entering into the parliament, if there is a disruption while somebody is speaking, he will take a pause. Unless until the statements are over, then he will cross the person. Very minor things. People may consider it politically, but what you need to do, according to you, what are the traits that could be followed? Everyone in the world, they do tokenism, symbolism. A king or a ruler or head of a state doing tokenism, everybody knows that that is tokenism. But tokenism is not to gain popularity only. Tokenism is to create a sense of character, the path on which you should move forward. Mahatma Gandhi going for khadi or limited clothes. Why? So that you can follow. Are you getting? Jain rishis, Jain Muni, why do they have limited austere lifestyle? So that you can understand the value of wastage or irrelevant wastage. Are you getting? In the similar manner, what political masters does, politics is not a dirty game alone. It has got responsibility as well. So it has got tokenism as well as the positive impact on people. In COVID time, there were several initiatives which were to be criticized, like Tali, Thali. In return, what do we get? Gali. Right? What is the importance of beating Tali or clapping or beating Thali or plate? Any importance? I am just asking if you can find, otherwise you can say it was irrelevant. I am not asking when you think positive, according to you, what do you feel?
So it was just like the Khadi initiative of Mahatma Gandhi. Same thing, Khadi wanted to do it in freedom of India.
Okay.
Sir, I think it could have been avoided, but since it was harmless, it was initiated so that people could be brought together for one common cause, which is applauding frontline healthcare workers. And that was the reason we went towards. It was a harmless exercise, so I think we went ahead with it.
Okay. Whoever thinks it was not needed. If you are saying it was not needed, it means you are saying it was needed. To?
What is your question?
My question is, this act of Tali Thali, whether it was needed or not. How many of you are of the opinion that it was not needed? No, you cannot. Because that is where we are like bringing the discussion. Alright? Abstinence you can do for many other things. But in class, when question is asked, do not abstain. Yes, please.
Sometimes it is needed or sometimes
Who says it is not needed? Be clear, don't worry. You will not be punished. I do not have any mechanism either. Not needed. हाथ ही नहीं उठ रहे. Okay. See, both the sides have equally compelling arguments to say. But I would say what looks equally compelling is less compelling. In Game of Thrones, there is one dialogue. Sometimes it is, I think, most important thing to do nothing. Somewhat related to this dialogue is there in that series. That is to mention that sometimes doing nothing becomes more important. In the similar manner, doing or keeping silence is better than to make sure or to make or confirm the other person that I am a stupid person. So stay silent. During COVID time, we would not have done that exercise. It made us look stupid. Then those people who think that it makes us look stupid, I must not be very harsh, maybe they were stupid. Why? Number one, the connotation of social distancing. In itself, there is a flaw. Comes from where? The social distancing cannot come from India. It came from the world, English speaking world. It was rather physical distancing. Number one, people were very much apart from each other. They were not meeting. They were scared, psychologically under pressure. What is COVID? It was like something extraordinary which has never ever been seen. And there were several difficult situations. Frontline workers were being thrashed, beaten, pelted with stones. Their encouragement was lost. People denied to give their property on land to these frontline workers. In that essence, if somebody says that you have to appreciate, and if a gesture comes from the higher or highest authority, then it creates a sense, it translates into entire society. I am beating thali or tali at my doorstep may not do anything to anybody who is sitting in Delhi or in Mumbai, but it can create a sense of chain reaction or contagious smiling effect from one person to another person to another person. If not, it could not bring any smile on the faces. It can bring something to discuss, otherwise only negative things were to be discussed. What media was displaying, this many people died, these many people are dying, this person is going to die right now. This is what happening. Look at the crematory grounds, what is happening there. This was the essence. So psychological upliftment, engagement of the people sometimes become necessary. What is being stupid or not is not only justified on the basis of the material advantage you get out of something. What about metaphysical advantage? Are you getting? Mahatma Gandhi in different phases would use different strategy only to engage people mentally. Are you getting? We will win Swaraj in 1 year. What was that? It was amongst the most stupid lines. If you are to see or compare on the material advantage it could lead to. Neither the movement was fully capable to bring back the entire independence, nor even Swaraj was completely accepted by then. It was 1929 when we got the idea complete freedom will be Swaraj. Are you getting? There was fund which was established during non-cooperation movement. Are you following? So this was a social engagement, and with that engagement it was appreciation of workers, frontline workers. It does not have any value that it reduced COVID cases, but at the same time it could have increased the morale and motivation of those who are there. It would have created or broken the barriers which were there due to the social distancing. Are you following what I am trying to say? Yes or no? Everywhere, whenever it is necessary, you create a psychological positive environment to make things look better. So we were talking about the character, and a character is something which is depicted by the conduct. Conduct means these are the actions which you carry out. Your conduct will be dependent upon the character itself. A good character, good conduct more often. A bad character, bad conduct more common. We are talking about the consistency of the things. Character means consistency. Reflected by what? You cannot judge my character by looking at me. You can judge my character. What kind of a person am I? Am I a dictatorial or democratic person when I talk in the class? Only when you see me through number of days, number of months, then you can decipher, okay, what is the approach. Are you following? So character is being reflected or is being presented to the people through conduct, that is action part. Are you following? Conduct. If your actions they become repetitive and you willfully repeat them, then it is habit. So here character could be good character, bad character. Conduct could be good conduct, bad conduct. So good or bad makes them virtue or vice. Virtue means highest level of good character, right? Vice means the negative bad character. Are you following? Then there is habit. Similarly, habit can be good habit or bad habit. Habit is willful, voluntary, and again practiced thing. Some people are habitual offenders. Yes, they are. They enjoy such activities which are anti-social. So they are habitual offenders. Some people are kleptomaniac. Kleptomaniac means they'll go somewhere and they'll steal something, even when they are very rich. What they'll do, if they find a pen, they'll keep the pen and they'll see, and they'll put the pen in the pocket. And the actions they will do, it will do or they will do in a manner as if they are doing the real robbery, or they are doing the real stealing, because that gives them kick. Kleptomaniac. Are you getting? It becomes habitual. So habit can also lead into habitual conduct. Otherwise, habit is what we normally do. How do we talk? While we talking, how our hand gestures, eyes are moving. It may be also a part of our habit. Are we comfortable? Yes or no? This nurtured personality and reasoning will be depending upon several factors, like what society is providing to you, what are prejudice or stereotypes in your mind, right? That white people, English speaking people are good. What is this? You have prejudice, you have set some stereotypes, and based upon that you will have your nurtured personality, and then you have your character, and ultimately you can also have the habit. Sometimes it may be possible you generate such a bad habit due to negative attitude towards somebody, that the moment you see some faces, you will be ignoring or you will be shouting at them. The moment you see. Why this happens? Because this has ingrained in you in so much so that now you are not able to think that I should stop myself. You see and then shout, see and shout. Why? Because that character translated into conduct, and willfully repetition made that habit. You have seen Indian people in USA, they are facing many challenges, specifically Indian women wearing saris. Their jewelry was stolen or robbed on street by a man. More than 14, I think, if numbers are correct, that man, more than 14 women were molested in the form of racism, and jewelry was stolen by one single person in USA. So for one time it may be the imprint of the negative idea or negative attitude. For second time it may be because of this repetition of same conduct. When willfully somebody is doing this thing again and again, 14 is a very big number, and that too when you have a very strong police department. So it means it has become the habit of the person. So habitually that person is doing that act. Are you following? In your essay, when we talk about philosophical essays, this linkage, if it is clear in your mind, you will be able to explain your stance at variety of points. You will be able to clarify how and why Ram should be followed in this land. How and why Ram is to be followed in any society. The name Ram is about sacrifice. The name Ram is about learning new things. The name Ram is about wisdom. It's about courage. It's about love. It is about compassion. You name any value, it is there present with Ram. Ram is not Chanchal. Chanchal means Krishna is Chanchal. So yes, means somewhat tweaking. Krishna talks about tit for tat, right? Ram is the epitome of tolerance. Ram gives you the statement that if you want to love, then there is a need to have a fear. And that too, when Ram was requesting the sea to give the passage from India to Sri Lanka, that was the incident then where Ram had to take the arrow against the sea. And it was well explained in the sense that bhai bin preet na hoy. That is to say, it is necessary sometimes to have love. To have love, there must be some amount of fear. Otherwise, if that fear is not there, you will take things for granted. Are you following? Ram is a consistent personality altogether. Tonight there is the incident that in the morning you will be having Rajabhishek, means you will be the king. So ceremony will be there. What would happen? You will be overjoyed. In the morning something else happens. The peace, calm, equanimity does not disturb, and Ram remains Ram. Are you following what I am trying to say? So there are several things which you have to learn. It is up to you the way you want to treat, but the good personality or the personalities which has done something, they have a lot to teach you. You have to learn from them. Be it any personality, you can learn about them and see they have the consistency in the character. Right? Most of the understanding of the character comes from the conduct. How consistently same character is reflected by your actions. When I am adding one thing, when your actions, talks and your thoughts both are consistently aligned to one single opinion, to one single dimension, what reflects your personality, the way it has been there in the personality of Lord Ram, then it means you are the man of integrity. What I am saying, thoughts, actions and your words, if they are aligned consistently, what you say you do, what you don't you don't. Are you following? What you think you say and you do. Consistency. What is this? This tells us integrity. Taking back to the 5 determinants on which you will decide whether the action is right or wrong, ethical, unethical. One of them was object, other one was intent. Object is declared thing, what you determined and declared, but intention is something which you have inside you. Are you following? So thought, what is there inside you? Action which you implement, means. So in case of integrity, these 3 elements, thoughts, words and action, they are aligned to the same idea. Right? You read the scripture, same idea. That is why it is about character of Ram, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम, जहाँ जिसकी मर्यादा रखनी थी, he did that aspect. The kind of reverence, humility and power this personality of Ram has shown makes us learn so many things. Ram Rajya is not just a notion which is ideal or which cannot be attained. It is not utopian. Ram Rajya is a practical notion which can be attained. So this is about this continuum. What is the continuum? From nature to habit. There is a general progression in our lives and we have to attain. You have to look yourself, where do you stand. In some of the cases you might be having good character. In some of the cases you might be having some bad characteristics associated with you. On some of the cases you have only nurtured personality where you have not bring any thought of your own, where your questions might not have been there in you, that why is this thing happening. I am not saying negating anything or accepting anything. I am saying there must be several things where you have not asked any question to yourself. It means you are in this zone for those areas. This is evolution of personality. This is the approach of rationality. Are you following, everyone? Next thing, when we are done with this, a topic on value. The basic understanding of value is very necessary. What is value, or what are value? What are values? Yes. What are values?
So values are the set of ideas that we abide by because we consider them to be mostly good for us and the right thing to do.
All right.
Set of principles defines personality.
Set of
Principles that defines our own personality.
own personality. All right. Yes, please. Anybody on value? Values are those ideas which you love or which you like, which you adopt in your life. So these are the preferences in your life, right? These are defining values and understanding them is a complex process. I will try to break it up for you, and rest you will be improving upon the GS4 lectures. Values means what you like. What do I value? It means what do I prefer, right? Where do my priorities lie is defined by value. If I love fitness, I would go to the gym. I value fitness. I value health. Following? So values are which are liked by us. For an individual, there can be a set of values. For you, truth may be the highest value. For somebody else, relevance may be the highest value. For other person, compassion may be the highest value. For somebody else, having a new phone or new technology may be highest value. Values can be positive in this essence and values can be negative in this essence, right? Values can be positive and they can be negative. An example of negative value? Could be if somebody is excessively loving money or having preference for money, will go for any means to get the money. So it can result into a negative action as well. So values are something which are in totality, they are neutral, but their application makes them look positive and negative. For example, if you value money, per se this statement is not telling you it is good or bad, but some qualifiers can make it look good or bad. If I value money over relationships, what is this? Bad thing. If I value money for the betterment of myself or society, what is this? Good, right? Values are in general neutral, their implication or their application makes them positive and negative, right? If you are in love with someone, love is a very potent value. If your notion of loving somebody, in your mindset it is love, but your love is not love, it is obsession, good or negative. You remember a film, I don't remember the name, in which Shah Rukh Khan is playing the character of Dar, exactly. What was that? Obsession, in the name of love. So the way value has been applied is what? Is negative connotation. So value is love, applied negatively, results are negative. Negative means unethical here, right? Which you should not subscribe to, right? Love applied as obsession, found in the form of pestering or molesting or harassing the woman, and even causing pain and consequently unethical action. Yes or no? Values are like the universal available qualities or ideas or notions or principles. It is like the air, it is like the energy, it is like the water. Whoever uses them is going to present them to the people. For example, Krishna used the value of friendship. Lord Krishna used the value of friendship. What happened? It was reflected in positive friendship. Are you getting? Values are there for everyone. You do also have multiple values, but for yourself, you'll try to track my value is not wasting time. So time is a value for you. Are you getting? Now if time is value for you, how to apply this? This makes it negative and positive. So value is like air. It is there for everyone. Everyone can use the air. Some people can use it in one way, other people can use it in another way. Yes, it is also like any other available resources. So values are everywhere. You cannot say modern society has identified this value of equality. Can you say? We have got the words like equality, liberty, justice, etc. with the advent of English. Yes or no? Prior to that, did we have this name in India? No, we had their vernacular sense. Sometimes we do not name the values, but they are there. Are you getting what I am trying to say? Values are there because you can think, therefore you can have the values. Are you able to understand? Even if you do not know the spelling of love is LOVE, you are not aware of the word love or alphabets in English, then even then you can have love towards your family, towards your friends. So it is there. Naming and tagging is not necessary. However, naming and tagging makes it popular, makes it comfortable, makes it to the part of discussion forum. Are you following? Yes or no? So values could be many. Major important values are, for you, for an administrator, could be like honesty, integrity, probity, but as a human being, the highest value is compassion. For a human being, highest value is compassion. If you have the compassion, you solve many things. There is a debate between objectivity and compassion, honesty and compassion, that you will discuss in your paper 4. But one thing is for sure, that values are available for all. It is up to you which value you pick. It is up to your application and implementation or intention with which you use the same value. If you value trust, you will gain trust. You will try to generate trust. If you value cheating or getting advantage, you will get advantage but lose trust. So values can be competing as well. You gain one, lose other, because they are opposite to each other. Values can be for one person, values can be for society as well. Are you following? Values can be for society as well. Values can be for an organization. Organization declares their set of values. We value timely delivery of service. So timely delivery of service is the value for that organization. Are you following? Have you ever seen any write-up or any board in company or any organization where they talk about vision, mission, values, etc.? They mention values. What are they? What are their preferences in carrying out their operations? That is the value. So value is applicable to individual, applicable to society, organization, nation and the world as a whole. What you see in your fundamental rights in preamble is the value that constitutional makers try to implement. What we heard as constitutional morality gains its basis from values. In the first lecture on this ethical perspective, we have discussed about that values, the ethics is the set of principles that society implements upon itself or applies upon itself to decide what is right and wrong. They compare with that ideal set of principle whether it is matching with it. If it matches, then yes. If it does not match, it is wrong. What are those principles? These are the preferences and choices of the society. They may be preferences and choices of one individual or nation. Are you getting? So those principles are what? They were values. Are you getting comfortable? So what are national values in India? We prefer democracy. We prefer equality, liberty, justice, fraternity. Are you getting? Are we comfortable with the notion of value? So values are what it should be. Are you getting? What something should be. If you are an aspirant, you should be disciplined. What an aspirant should be? You should be organized. You should be hardworking. You should be smart enough to change with the changing pattern of the syllabus. You should be a smart worker. Are you following? So this is, values are like normative or prescriptive things as well. Then there is fact, reality, that what you are. Exam may want you to be organized, you may be super organized. You will say, I will not appear in this exam because it only needs to be organized. I am very organized. Very funny. You may be unorganized. That is the fact. That is the reality. Are you getting? So there is a difference between reality and the value. Values are sometimes subjective in nature. Comfortable so far? Yes or no? Shall we move forward? Real is rational, rational is real. Similar sounding topic could be truth is God and God is truth. What does it say? Basically, it is a quote by Hegel, right? I will digress a little to tell you something. Normally in philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya and even in Greek philosophies also, so both in Indian and Western, it has been considered that the life which you are in is not exactly the reality. There are two things. One is truth. If it is not truth, then it is a lie, right? But sometimes there is a gray zone also, the zone which we have talked earlier. The opposite to black is what? Opposite to black is white. Opposite to red is there is like a catch, right? Opposite to black is white. Because why you are looking at white as opposite to black? No, because it has been learned that way. Perceptionally, we have taken that. Opposite to black is not black. Opposite to white is not white. Are you getting? Yes or no? Am I reaching to you with the essence I want to reach? Yes or no? So, can you say white is real? I am just asking, if I were to show you a color and say white, you will say white is real. You can say white is real when you are having a reasoning to support that. Yes or no? So real is rational. Yes. So can I deduce another analogy? The one who is rational would be real. Yes or no? If I were to say that somebody has killed somebody, A has killed B, right? I am telling you that A has killed B because this is reality and I am telling with some evidences. So real is rational. Same thing. Same thing. A is being killed by B. If somebody says that B has done something to A with something in his hand, dragged in his stomach, taking it out, and therefore B is killed. In first, we talked about B is not there. Sorry, A is not there. A is dead, based on the rational idea. Here we are saying that giving rational justification, because this has happened. Therefore, what is the case? The B is dead or A is dead. Are you following? The real is rational, the rational is real. We are going to just elaborate it in a little detail. If you are comfortable with this logic, then you are comfortable with many other things. In this world, you are the one who has thoughts in his or her mind. You have got your thoughts, are you not sure, or are you sure whatever you think is real? Technically you think whatever you think or you know is real. You read newspaper, one bomb is there on tank or Ukrainian tank, and Ukrainian tank collapsed or it exploded. Picture is there. Now what is there in your mind? The tank of Ukraine is blasted. You will be comfortable. You know that this is real. Why real? Because you have got supporting rationality. Can it happen that picture might be morphed? Picture might be taken from somewhere else? Yes or no? Say yes or no. But for you, because you have got rationality, you are saying it is real. Inception, dream under dream under dream under dream. You watch dream? Yes? All of you are aware of the dream. In your dream, you have many people which are having acquaintance with you. Your family member, friends, they are there. They are playing their role. You are also playing your role. Less likely you see yourself. In your dream, it is your point of view that is running like a chain. Yes or no? In your dream, people are playing their role, they are interacting with you, but you don't see yourself in general. Do you see yourself in your dream? Rarely. Rarely. Otherwise, what you see? You see as if your real life is happening in your dream. And then you get up. Dream is over. So what is happening? A life is running inside your mind when you are not in the actual consciousness, when you are in the sleep. What is happening? The same thing is happening. Similar persons are there. Dreams can be of some extreme nature as well. Right? You may dream about a ghost. You may dream of a famous star which you love or which you like. Are you getting? So dream can be anything, but in reality there are dreams in which you dream about those which are real for you. And when you wake up, there is nothing. Similar is the idea which has been told by many philosophers in the West as well as Adi Shankaracharya in the East. There is the larger awareness or consciousness which is not present here in the cosmos. Right? We are the consequence or result of that consciousness. We are not seeing ourselves, or we are not ourselves what we are. What we are. What we are. We are the result of that consequence. Now this is idea might be getting very disturbing for you. Yes or no? What we are discussing is very twisted thing. Yes, everyone? We'll try to simplify. The way your dream has your character. The way your dream has your character, but those character and you yourself do not feel as if it is a dream. The way you and yourself do not feel as if it is a dream, in the similar manner, how can you feel right now whether you are in somebody else's dream or not? I am asking you, are you getting what I am trying to say? Is it making sense? Because yes or no? Unless until that consciousness wakes up, you are there. The moment that consciousness is there in that zone of whose reflection or dream you are here, we are just drawing analogy of your dream. It is not exact same thing, but this is the analogy in which we can understand. In your dream, all the characters will not say that it is your dream, right? In your dream, they are playing their role, they are playing their part, but in reality, what is happening? In reality, it is your dream. You wake up, dream is gone. Sometimes you don't even remember. You do not even pay the fees of those actors which are there in your dream. They have acted for you. Did you pay something for them? No. But when you wake up and you remember some of them, you discuss with other people. I saw this, I saw that. So based on this analogy, there can be some superior consciousness, right? That consciousness can have a dream of variety of creations. One of the creation is earth. On earth we are. Yes. Based on this idea, this thought was presented by Hegel. right? PSI student would have studied about this, their zone becomes slightly more political science oriented. However, we have to tone it down to bring it to generalist perspective. Idea and matter. These are the two things. Some people rely upon themselves or rely themselves upon the matter or the physical appearance. For example, if you believe in a technology, mobile technology, you would believe that if I have a handheld device, then it is a mobile phone, I can connect with people. Can you believe in telepathy then? If you only believe that if I have the physical thing, physical device, only then I can connect with the other person, can you believe in intuition? Can you believe in telepathy then? Yes or no? I am asking. No, right? When somebody depends upon only matter aspect, their philosophy will be based on matter, like how physical things are there. Yes or no? When somebody relies upon their basis on the idea itself, so they will promote the idea more. Hegel promoted the ideas more, whereas other philosophers like Plato etc., they talked about matter side. Even in Jain theory, we talk about the description of elephant by 7 blind person, right? That description was more close to matter. Yes or no? That description is more close to matter. That elephant, if we touch, feel, then we can explain what is an elephant, how does it look like. All right. So for reality, sometimes it is your physical perception, it matters. What you see is real, because based on that you can have rational justification. Yes or no? In the similar manner, if somebody is believing in thought, if there is a perception in my mind, that would be real. If there is a thought with reason in my mind, that would be real. That goes with this saying. If there is a smoke, there would be fire. Yes. So whenever if somebody is seeing the smoke, it means there will be fire. Are you getting? These kind of analogy, relationship, if what we have in our mind is based on the reasoning, right? If you listen some screeching sound on road, screeching sound of dragging tire, what would you feel? You have a rational justification that there might be some harsh driving or some accident. Yes or no? What is this? You are basing your rationality, and based on that rationality you are deducing some real fact. Screeching sound, right? Related to some past experience, and then you say okay, accident is there, and in reality you see yes, there was an accident. Are you getting? So what is rational may also result into real, right? So sometimes it is also true that real is based upon rationality. On the basis of reason you can explain that this is real, right? America created an illusion that yes, weapons of mass destruction are there in where? In Iraq. They created that entire idea. Based upon idea, they made it look like real. World felt it was real because justification was rational. First they said it is the threat is real. These are the reasons why we have got threat from Iraq. Then they talked about rationality. Rationality means this is the photo, that is this is the evidence. Therefore, we have got the real threat. Are you getting? So ideas are manipulated. If they are supported by rationality, it makes us to feel that they are real, right? This is about the idea. If you have, in reality also sometimes what is real has to be, or more often it has to be substantiated with some rationality or logic. If somebody would have talked about the presence of electron to you directly, would you have ever believed that? There is something which is which you cannot see from your eyes. Would you ever believe that? If somebody would say there is air in the room, would you ever believe that? You know, unless until there is a fan, you would say fan is producing the air. But can we see air? No. So if we base ourselves upon rationality, then we can accept the reality. We can get the explanation of reality. Without having rational explanation of electron, air, characteristics of water, etc., etc., we do not treat them real. Because it is real, because it is air. Only therefore you can give the rational explanation. Yes or no? Am I making sense? Because it is real, only then you are able to make the explanation. In the similar manner, if you are making explanation of something, if you are making rational explanation of something, it means that thing can be real. Are you getting what I am trying to say? Now let's apply the same analogy to the dream itself. If in our dream there are real characters, we have justification of those characters, we have a dream, but we do not see that we are dreaming, and neither those who are playing those roles in our dream, they find as if it is a dream. They do what they do normally in their lives, right? It is us only when we wake up, we realize that it was our dream. Should there be, or will there be any possibility that we are also the players of somebody else's dream? Yes or no? Yes, that is the analogy that various philosophers have given. This analogy was also in a elaborated manner was given by Adi Shankaracharya. Very hard to grasp sometimes, very difficult to learn, but don't worry, you do not have to use this much of detail, only you need to have the understanding what they want to say and how practical and objective examples you can deliver. One thing is that real is rational, rational is real. It is, you have to comfortable with the idea, but other thing also you have to share. It may not be true, because always screeching sound, which sounds like a tire sound, may not be an accident. It may be something played in the audio somewhere else. That photo which was there of a tank exploded might not be from Ukraine, might be from any other country. So real is rational, rational is real, has got its limitations. What are the limitations? Objective limitations. Because sometimes rational may not be real. So many of rationality, they falls apart as and when it comes to reality. Can you share any idea where the rationality has collapsed? It is not real. I will give you objective example, it will become more clear, but I want you to think first. Yes. Let me give you, there are many theories built. One of them is RN invasion theory. Is it rational? Is it rational? It is rational, right? But not real. Why? Because the way we develop our rationality far more, we get to know this theory was not the real one. There are different models of electron or atom. Are they all real? No. Are they rational? Yes. Can you give other examples? Which are rational but not real? That?
Humans are always rational.
Yes, it is also limitation. Similarly, the sun revolving earth, rational but not real. In the similar manner, some things could be real but not rational. Are you getting? Existence of God, real? Yes or no? Maybe. Let's say maybe. In maybe there will be one yes, one no. Do we have explanation for no? The amount of explanation we want to have for yes, similar amount of explanation we should owe for the no. It is very easy to reject on shallow claims that God is not there. But how about other claims which say God is there? So presence of God may not be rational, but it is real. Are you following? Yes or no?
Last one, what? Last sentence, what you said?
The presence of God is may be real, but it may not be rational. Presence of rituals, people may find them irrational, but they may have some real basis. That depends on the level of enquiry we developed. I read one line, the things which were magic yesterday seems logic today. What is it is telling us? That because yes, where the things which were lacking in rationality seems to be more true right now. Why? We have grown in our rationality itself. What is rationality? Thinking by doing some analysis. What is reality? Reality is what it is, which is different from value, which is not just only subjective thing. Reality means which is true, which is not a lie. Reality is which is not a lie, at the same time it is not in the grey zone. It is not myth. Right? Everyone following? How many of you are comfortable?
Can we discuss another example of things which are
Things which are
rational but they are not real?
rational but they are not real. Now give us example. One example was Aryan invasion theory. So can be another example? Yes, think about things which are rational but not real. In your everyday life, you have many things which are rational but not real. Some people have their own set of fears. They do not use elevators. The moment they will be in elevator, it may fall. Right? So your fear is rational in that essence. But is it real? No.
So, what is the example?
It could be anything on your personal level on which you have some reasoning. If you have reasoning, it is rational.
So if we have a dislike towards an art form or a film or a show or something, it can be understood by us. So it might not be real, but we have a reason for it, so it's rational.
Exactly. Same example, same analogy you can use with the presence of Almighty. We say God is not there. We have got plenty of examples. Right? In the similar manner, imagine if God is actually there and we are denying the existence of supreme authority. We are saying because there is inequality, word is not perfect, it means there is no God. What does it mean? It means it can be rational but may not be real. Everyone following? Comfortable? All right. PPT.
Anything real but not rational. Anything real.
Think about it, let me know.
One example can be Hitler's human rights violations. They were real, but
What about white supremacy?
it's real, but it's not rational.
It is rational but not real. What is constitutional supremacy? Constitutional supremacy. Sometimes things are not real. Sometimes they may not real, but they are rational. You cannot put them as only real thing or only completely real thing. So these are the things line thoughts on which you will be thinking, and you will be having plenty of content. Are you getting what I am trying to say? We have deduced this from higher philosophical level and trying to bring that argument gradually, slowly to the objective level. And this is what you have to do in your essay. Please refrain yourself in making any philosophy which is difficult to understand while examiner is reading. Otherwise, you are a philosopher on your own, because you think, therefore you are a philosopher. And philosopher is a king. A philosopher should be a king. What is it? Fact or value? Is it fact or value?
So that a philosopher should be a king.
Because values are subjective, values are available everywhere, and values are what should be. Right? Alright, some of the tools, how you will be enriching your discussion, how you may start your introduction. This is a rare conversation between Swami Vivekananda and his guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Ramakrishna Paramahansa was somebody who is not a literate person, but he had his divine devotion, introspection. Real education is what? Real education is not about literacy or getting formal admission in the school. Real education goes beyond that. What degree you have, you may be far more educated than your degree. What degree you may have, you may be far less educated than that. Right? When it comes to difficult situation, everybody becomes the same at same point. If it is about issue of hunger, poverty, or stampede or mob violence, be it USA or any other developed country of the world or the poorest nation in the world, people are going to react in those difficult or vulnerable times in a similar manner. So Ramakrishna Paramahansa, not educated or literate in that manner, but he has the understanding. He became guru of what? A person who has studied much, proper education, renowned world over, could speak English fluently, could influence many, not only in his own generation but generations to come. What we are talking about Swami Vivekananda. So we must acknowledge and accolade the works of or the impact of Ramakrishna Paramahansa on Swami Vivekananda's life. There are always many points to criticize somebody. One day I read one article that there is a stream that Swami Vivekananda is standing in a pose which presents masculinity, hence patriarchy, hence against women, hence we should reject him. So it is rational or rationally illogical. There is no relationship or maybe some relationship, right? So let's see what is useful for us to evolve and grow as a personality, maintain our character consistently, and to present that in our exam stage. Let's read one by one. Can anyone read this first question? It is saying, I can't find free time. Life has become hectic. And what is the answer? Activity gets you busy, but productivity gets you free. Right? A very strong message for you. You may be studying 7 pages per hour. What about studying 7.5 from day after tomorrow? 8 pages an hour from next week, 9 pages from another week. Condition being quality does not deteriorate. Your reading comprehension does not deplete with time. Right? If there is any essay on the activity and productivity, can we start our essay with this line? This conversation? Yes or no? Then this is next. What is the next thing? Read it out. Yes. Why has life become complicated now? And answer is just live it. It means sometimes we fall in the trap of overthinking. Overthinking would result into anxiety, would result into depression. So your intelligence, the intelligence you have, may ultimately causes harm when you do over analysis. You might have heard of the phrases policy paralysis, paralysis of analysis, analysis causing paralysis. UPA 2 in between the last 5 years span they had, it was suffering from policy paralysis. Means decisions were very slowed down. Environment related decisions were rather slow. If there was any development project, people would halt. There would be movement and project will be halted for 8 years, 10 years. Where does it stand? Either it is yes or no. Are you getting? Based on the merits, if it fulfills a merit, then it should be yes. If it is not on the merit, it should be no. Why there is like deference or dilatory tactics which China do? Why to delay the things? Because of analysis, sometimes it results into the difficulty in decision making. Dilemma prevails. In many a time in your lives as well, you must have thought that you have to take one of the actions. But thinking what to take will take too much time. You are unable to take either of them. Flipkart or Amazon, 5 rupees off or 5% extra off, this and that, and then you see, and ultimately sale is gone. What is the next third point? Next answer is worrying has become a habit. And how does something becomes your habit? Habit is not the work of involuntariness. Habit is a human action. Has 3 key elements: free will, voluntariness and knowledge. So because you have chosen it for yourself, that is why worrying has become. Had smile been your chosen vehicle, you would have sailed through ambiguities. Are you getting? Yes or no? Next is, read next. Next is, why do good people always suffer? Diamond cannot be polished without friction. Gold cannot be purified without fire. Good people go through trials but don't suffer. With that experience, their life become better, not bitter. Much potent to motivate, to encourage to be good. And we know what is good. Of good, we are aware, and how to be a good and challenges of being a good is given here. Yudhishthir was a good person, right? If one of the respected most person was there in Mahabharata in the entire Kurukshetra war, it was Yudhishthir. Never said a lie, only once manipulated a lie, truth. Ashwadama died, and that only, like manipulation of truth, got its instant action. His rath had the tendency to levitate, but that chariot, the moment he said that lie, landed on the ground. Are you getting? It means those superpower, they were absent only by telling a lie. That lie caused him to face difficult questions by Yaksh, named as Yaksh Prashna. Are you getting? So here in this essence, what does it mean? Good people has difficult times. It is the goodness that you have to keep, because ultimately after some time you are going to pass through. One value is there, perseverance. Perseverance means when times are difficult, tasks are boring and monotonous. Are you getting? When times are difficult, tasks are boring and monotonous, but you work what is given to you. You play your role, you do your duty. then it is perseverance. Are you getting? All right. Next question. Ramakrishna Paramahansa replies, yes, in every term. Experience is a hard teacher. She gives the test first and then the lessons. Right? Next.
Because of so many problems, we don't know where we are headed.
What is the answer?
If you look outside, you will not know where you are headed. Look inside, eyes provide sight, heart provides the way.
Right? To take the decisions to solve the dilemma. Can we use this? You name the type of essay, one of the question would fit. Alright? Next.
This failure hurt more than moving in the right direction.
And the answer is?
Satisfaction is measure as decided by
Success is a measure as decided by others. Satisfaction is a measure as decided by you. Some people will be satisfied by having 2 square meals. That is it. Some people will not be satisfied without finding the answer. I'll share the slides with you. Don't worry. So all the slide lesson one, like first within next 5 days or maybe post Diwali, I'll share the content. So it will reach to you all. Alright. So if you want to take, it's okay. But I want you to go through these discussions. When you sit alone, you might not be able to think. But when somebody will ask a question in the class, you may think, okay, I do have another question or point of view. Not everything can be applied, but can be taken from these conversations. Next.
In tough times, how do you stay motivated?
Answer is?
Always look at how far you've come, rather than how far you have to go. Always count your blessings, not what you miss.
So it tells about the positivity. It tells about how much you have actually traveled. The eternal positivity comes from within, without introspection, without looking yourself. Be it Buddha, be it Jain literature, be it any other religion. Whenever there is a spiritual element, they would look into yourself. We have talked about psychological aspect of locus of control, where it is lying. If it is internal, you are yourself. If it is external, you are mere puppet. Right? Next question.
What surprises you about people?
What surprises you about people? Answer is?
When they suffer, they ask, why me? When they prosper, they never ask, why me?
Make sense? It makes sense. I am asking why it doesn't make.
I am able to understand.
Okay. It means to say, whenever people are given some gift, will you ever say, why me? Like, मुझे क्यों मिला ये? But whenever they find the problem, a series of problems, they would say, मेरे ही साथ क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है भगवान? They would be complaining, right? But when they get something, they never complain or they never argue, they never project those things. Next is?
How can I get the best out of life?
Next answer?
Face your past without regret, handle your present with confidence, prepare for the future without fear.
Right? Had United Kingdom been able to face the past without regret, would have done retribution, would have realized that the mistake has been committed in the name of colonialism, apartheid, etc. Right? Next.
One last question. Sometimes I feel my prayers are not answered. Ramakrishna Paramahansa, there are no unanswered prayers. Keep the faith and drop the fear. Life is a mystery to solve, not a problem to resolve. Trust me, life is wonderful if you know how to live.
Right? So if you have several questions, how to develop yourself, how to associate your personality, use either of the discussion, right? It is a conversation which is happening between Guru and Shishya. A Guru will never think any wrong about Shishya. maybe tough, maybe soft at any times, but there are the answers which will definitely enlighten the session. And this is the reality. Your parents, the moment you move to your parents with your problem, if you make them understand that this is my problem and I am facing a challenge, they will try to give the answer. Sometimes even they are not giving you the answer exactly, but something will happen, you will find the answer because of their action, their words, knowingly or unknowingly. So there are different people in your life which will enrich these things. This entire conversation could be used in different essays, could be used in your paper 4. It is up to you how better you memorize it and how better you are able to replicate in the answer. Whenever you write it, you need to contextualize that based on a rare conversation between these two personalities, there was one such incident matches with the context, and you write the question and answer. Alright, this can be done. So these are some of the, I think, challenging topics which UPSC has asked of late. Alright, even I'll share my email ID with you, so that if you have any issue, queries regarding your any other topic, you can connect with me. So there is an idea how to decipher the topic. I hope we are comfortable so far that we can decipher the topic itself. Life is a long journey between human being to being human. Are we able to do decipher this? Yes or no? Topic number 1, are we able to decide and interpret it correctly? Everyone? Life is a journey which is a very long, from being human to being humane. Humane means humanity, towards humanity. What is the highest value of humanity? Compassion is the highest value of humanity. Love, and it results into compassion. Compassion is not sympathy or pity. Compassion is the comprehensive value for humanity, right? This value must be added with other values, but it is the highest value for humanity. So to being human, to being humane, you need to have compassion. Human being means able to understand, intelligent, highest creature as of now, what you believe in. Technologically advanced, socially more capable, and culturally strong. But what is being humane? Being humane means elevating your basic needs or yourself from basic needs to higher needs. Self-realization, self-actualization, making yourself more aware, understanding what is real, knowing what is rationality, knowing how to apply reason. Do not remain a nurtured personality. Remain a personality with a character of excellence, that is virtuous character, right? Not the vicious character, or vice should not be there. Comfortable? Yes or no? Is it okay with you? Next is mindful manifesto is the catalyst of tranquil self. Let me ease this. This topic is difficult because words are difficult chosen. Otherwise topic might not be difficult. Let us break. The first exercise is to break the topic. Do we have the art of breaking the topic? Yes, identify the keywords. Number 1, mindful. Number 2, manifesto. Number 3, then we can also talk about self. Mindful means conscious, which you know, which you are aware of, you have knowledge of. Mindful means these characteristics. So it means it has got voluntariness, free will, and knowledge. If you want to apply this logic also, you can apply based on this first keyword. Mindful means which you are aware of, which you know, which you understand. Manifesto, what is a manifesto? All right, these are fine, but what I want to listen, that is missing. What is a manifesto? No, what I want to hear is missing. This is right, I am telling you this is right, but not complete. I want that thing to be heard from you. Fine, everybody is saying this thing, framework, fine, goals, etc. But that thing is missing. That should be first. No.
Something which is we declare.
Exactly. Something which we declare. So it is objectively spoken out, determined, and then declared, announced. Right? Declared set of goals, declared target, declared this. So it is not the intention. It is the declaration. You may declare yourself and you may declare with the entire people. Manifesto. Comfortable? So what you decide for yourself or maybe for society, or if you are a leader, you decide for your country, that is mindful manifesto, where you have analyzed what is good and what is bad. Are you getting? Mindful, we have added 3 elements. It means we know what is good and what is bad. Are you able to decipher these 2 keywords? Is the catalyst, who is catalyst? The one which promotes something, favors what we want. So catalyst will promote one thing and reduce the negative thing which we do not want. Are you getting? Sometimes it is not necessary that you speed up the thing, positive process. Reducing the negatives can also look positive bigger. Are you getting? So either speed it up or keep that down. Catalyst. Tranquil means tranquilizer. What is the work of, even if you do not know what is tranquil, what is the meaning of tranquilizer? What is the meaning of tranquilizer? Where tranquilizer is used? To? I am not getting. Shared. Achha. Okay. So what is the idea? In case of tranquilizer, you make a person or animal calm. You make that unconscious. Tranquilizer. Tranquilizer in general means equanimity. Equanimity means you are calm, peaceful, not harming anyone, comfortable with your own existence. What is there inside you? What is there inside you is what you do. So your internal thought and external actions both are same. Integrity, that only then you are peaceful. You say something and do something else. You can never sleep peacefully. Your conscience will ask you, what do you have with you, for you? Right? Are you getting what I am trying to say? There are times when you tell a lie and you are in discomfort, you are not able to sleep. Why? Because that tranquility, equanimity, peacefulness, harmony is missing. You say, I am not that bad person who will tell lie on this small matter. Are you getting? Yes or no? So tranquil self is man of equanimity, calmness, contentment. Example, Mahendra Singh Dhoni when on field. Right? Whether I want to take a single or I want to hit a 6. A mindful manifesto. Whether I'll not hit a 4 or nor even score a single run, only to give an opportunity to the person standing on that opposite side of crease, so that that person come and hit and score a half century or 100. What is this? Calibrated decisions. Who takes that? A mindful person, aware of what is right and wrong. Victory both the ways is there, but you had a choice. You want to win on your own to elevate your personality, or you want to give chance to other person to make as if you are a great leader. To become a great leader, you have to perform like one. Till here, are you able to comfortable? Self is yourself, you yourself as an individual. Self can be taken to the dimension of society as well, right? So let me just give you the meaning of the topic. If you know what is right and wrong, if you take decisions right on the basis of knowledge what is right and wrong, then you can declare them to yourself or to public. If that is there, it will act as the catalyst, it will promote your inner peace. Inner dilemma will reduce, right? Telling hundreds of lies to support one single lie is always a painful exercise. So better to go for truth, maybe painful for a moment, but then it will tranquil equanimity. Are you getting? Yes or no? So there are different agendas. If your intentions and object are clear and aligned, then you can write on this particular topic if you are aware of this. Are you comfortable with the meaning? If you are comfortable with the meaning, if you can break it up, you can look at the broader perspectives. What are the steps that we are following? First, selection of the topic, then interpreting topic in the right direction, then framing the main idea, that is on broader perspective what we are going to write, then based on that we are writing broad perspectives, 3, 4 or 5 big questions that has to be answered, not more than that. 3, 4 or 5 big questions that should be answered in the essay. Each question could be 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph depending upon the size of the question, and that is how we deliver entire essay. Whatever we brainstorm, we try to associate every term, example or argument with one of the broader perspective or the broader question that we have identified. Are we comfortable? So the very first step, which is almost 70 to 80% of your essay, is to break the topic and understand what it is. Content is there with you. Arguments, you are capable of making far better arguments even than what I am discussing with you, right? All you need to do is look inward, think. If you were to think, then you can mention. Are you comfortable? Right? Ships do not sink because of water around them. Sink because water goes into them. Right? Philosophical topic. What does it mean? Any example? It can be perceived in many ways. Like you can have the example of Trojan horse. You may give the reference of Vibhishan, but with toning that down. Besides that, there are other perspectives could be associated with it. What could be that? For example, what could we learn? Right person at right place, necessity. Right fit. So recruitment as a process, training as a process could be right. So you can take this dimension also. What else you can think? Ozone, good or bad for us? So where is the right place? So in where it is good? In lower stratosphere, ozone is the protective layer, right? Whereas when it is formed as a secondary pollutant in lower troposphere during winter season mainly, then it is bad. Right place. You may be good at one thing, but maybe bad at other thing. So the place of water, role changes when the place changes, right? Overdose of chemicals, bad. Use of alcohol in medicine, good. Use of alcohol in sanitizer, good. Are you getting? Yes or no? So one perspective is ghar ka bedi, other perspective is at the right place should be right person. So it is about the right place, location, right placement of the things. Comfortable? So these are the two broad perspectives which you will deal in this essay. If any other broad perspective you are able to identify, mention that. Give a small paragraph to that. Next is not very difficult. I think we have also discussed what it means. Technology as the silent factor in international relationship. Technology, IR, robotics, etc. These are very much will be there in your syllabus. Cover them, but associate them with the ethical perspective itself. There are bioethics. When you learn ethics, there will be technological ethics as well. It simply says that technology must not supersede nature and laws of the nature. Because laws of the nature in UPSC has asked one question that we can brave human laws. You can break traffic laws and 1 or 2 times you may survive. But when you break laws of the nature, you cannot survive. There will be catastrophe, it will be end of everything. So here it is technology. Technology is a broader term, is related in the field of IR. IR is an elaborated portion which will dependent upon basic IR policy of India. India's IR policy is a broad policy, developed and has roots in ancient India also. So we have got IR policy based on acceptance, mutual respect, etc. In that we have different way to relate with other people. Other people also have their own ways to deal in international fora. So how diplomacy involves the role of science and tech, that is this question. So I'll share one big write up, a particular in fact it is a chapter on this technology and IR that will be there, but just to give you a brief idea how technology and international relationship will interact. We sell technology in the name of defense, in the name of advancement, in the name of climate change, right? We move people, provide service, provide jobs in different location due to technology. Technology breeds green revolution. We feed people. All of what I am talking is happening between different countries. Are you able to understand? The moment you become a great member of Space Club, you send Mars orbiter mission, you are in the elite countries. You have a greater say. You discover one particular fuel type and that can be replicated. Your standing in international fora elevates. People are talking about climate change, whether real or unreal. You do not fall into that debate. You say let's make an alliance to generate more solar energy, and whoever is falling between tropics, Cancer and Capricorn in the south. So all those countries must come up and must be a party of International Solar Alliance. What is this? Using science and tech in IR. There are different technological missions which India is sending to developing or underdeveloped countries like Africa. I gave you one reference to barefoot soldiers. So it is those initiatives which are related to technology between India and other nations. Technology helps to safeguard nation. Technology makes to earn nation. Are you getting what I am trying to say? All right. What is the next topic? Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is chimera. That is to say, utopian is ideal, not real, unattainable. Classless society, what is it? Will it ever be? Because classless society in itself wants to make everybody look uniform. What could be uniform? Chair could be uniform, right? Rooms could be uniform. Can human beings be uniform? You can make their genetically modified appearances to be uniform, but you cannot make their perception, their reality, their experiences, their thoughts and processes uniform. What does it mean? This is utopian and will remain utopian. And then materialism is a chimera. Again, it is unattainable. It is just like running behind a golden deer, right? this looks, let's have more greed, more greed, more greed, more greed, and ultimately what is going to happen? Ultimately you are going to collapse the system. Both of them are not attainable, both of them will not result into satisfaction. What kind of satisfaction is sought? Not the satisfaction that we referred in the case of satisfied pig. Satisfaction is the satisfaction which is sought by Socrates, satisfaction which is being asked by Indian yogis, Indian spirituality, Indic wisdom, that satisfaction. What is that? Look inward. What Buddha is telling us? Lord Buddha is talking about looking inward to resolve the problem. Being satisfied within yourself brings equanimity. With equanimity comes a smile. With a smile, it becomes contagious. So you smile, others also smile, and this makes the atmosphere of the surrounding better. And good fences make good neighbor. Better is the condition. Better we have got coexistence. Are you getting?
So what is the meaning of last word?
It means chimera. Chimera means
Greek mythology.
exactly. So basically running behind those things which are very lucrative. Lucrative means which you want to attain to gain the material wealth. Then you have real is rational, which we have discussed in detail because it wanted some more deeper level of understanding. Comfortable till here? All right. Then there are some of the ways in which you can use the quotes. You will be arranging your quotes according to your own ideas. I will provide you some set of quotes, but you have to arrange how you want to use the quotes. Not necessarily go for long quotes. Go for the shorter quotes, shorter version of them, because it is easier to grasp them. For example, conscience. I am not taking this topic in detail because it is about the syllabus. तो जब ethics में होगा, it will be there about conscience. How in detail conscience will be there. Conscience basically is your inner voice. It tells us what is right and what is wrong. It most of the time is great. Sometimes it has got its own limitation. But for you right now and whenever you write the essay, conscience is a tool to do what you want to do. So, for example, one quote is, justice is conscience, not a personal conscience, but conscience of humanity. This talks about limitation of conscience or better understanding of conscience. If you say because of my conscience, one should be killed, it means it is a wrong idea. What should be the standard conscience? That should also be taken. Gandhiji said there is a higher court than court of justice, and that is the court of conscience. So you can see on hierarchy where the conscience lie. So I have one quote which is talking about the value of conscience. On the other quote is talking about the how conscience should be better. Are you getting? If I were to write these quotes, so I will use one quote while defining the conscience or making conscience as a significant component of human beings, being humane. Are you getting? On the other hand, when I said the mere conscience is not enough, we have to look into the details of conscience, then I will use another quote. Are you getting? Yes or no? Similarly, you have got notion of democracy. Like what is democracy is one thing, then why do we need democracy? You can have some quote. For example, this Reinhold Niebuhr's quote is very important, even though this person is a religious authority. But the thing is, the quote on democracy is pertinent. He says, man's capacity for justice makes democracy possible. Makes democracy possible, but man's inclination to injustice makes democracy necessary. Right? It signifies why democracy is necessary and why democracy is technically possible. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say? Similarly, then there could be some quotation about Indian democracy. Then what is the status of democracy? You can have one quote for that. Not necessary you have this many fragmented quotes, but the topic which you feel I want to present it much better, you can have diverse quote on that topic. Then there are some set of quotes which you can arrange on freedom. Similarly, if objective information is there, it is going to help you in GS paper 4 also. You can use quotes or smaller quotes in your GS answers as well. For example, here it is on judiciary. So there is a quote on activism. Similarly, there can be quote on PIL. There can be quote on if we want to make judiciary to be people friendly. If we want to make judiciary or judicial processes democratized, what we can use such quote. If we are able to use the quote from the Sanskrit, we can have this quote, right? So I'll share these quotes with you. Some of them will be or must be your work, so that your organization of content will tell you what you think. If you work only on somebody else's organization, it means what you receive. Likewise, these are the quotes on women. First, there is quote Yatra Naryascha Pujyante Ramante Tatra Devata from Manusmriti. This is the quote. Are we able to decipher this? It is saying that where women are worshipped, there lives the Devata, means God. Right? That place is harmonious, that place is peaceful, where females are worshipped. Then Prime Minister in one of these speech talked about women empowerment, says that the strength or the very story of being woman is the idea that women or woman in itself is a powerful entity, can be compared with deity. It is saying Nari tu Narayani. Narayani means a deity, Devi, symbol of Shakti. Right? Nari to Narayani means you are, oh woman, you are the deity, you are the goddess. Then next line is for male, Nar karani kare to ho Narayan. Are you getting? Yes or no? By virtue of woman, you are the goddess. If you maintain your womanhood, womanness, you are the goddess. The very nature, environment, the planet Earth is feminine in nature. Right? There is an ecofeminism, a movement. Woman has a capacity not only to reproduce, but to take the largest responsibility to nourish the simple embryo and result it into the form of a full-fledged creature of any animal or human being. Right? It is not that she has to do something extra. Only if she is a woman, only she can do. Are you getting? So Nari, you are Narayani, means you are a goddess on your own. Your existence makes you God. That is it. But for a man, the path is not as simple. If you are a man, you have to take the path. You have to realize what is the importance. You need to do karma. You need to perform actions. You need to be pure in thoughts. Only then you can become Narayan. That is why it is also signifying life is a long journey from human being to being humane. Comfortable? Next is no better tool of empowerment than women themselves. Very potent line. Then this quote you can use about strength comparison of male and female. What it is reading out? Please read. To call woman the weaker sex is a libel. It is men's injustice to woman. Right? Libel means derogatory word. You are weak, it is a gali, abuse. Right? If somebody is saying that woman is weak, it is not the correct word to say or correct thing to ask for. You say that it is men's injustice to women, highlighting patriarchy. If by strength is meant brute strength, then indeed woman is less brute than men. If strength is meant moral power, then women, it is immeasurably meant superior. So there is no comparison between the female strength and the male strength, and it is visible at many areas. For example, even conceiving or giving birth to a child, the kind of pain, the kind of struggle goes beyond that. Performing consistently as a member of care economy is another area. But at the same time, whenever you are going to talk about women empowerment, you are not going to neglect men's perspective altogether. Men do also have a very difficult life. Men are also not of patriarchal mindset. Patriarchal is a mindset. So even a female can be of patriarchal mindset, or a male can be of matrilineal mindset or matriarchy mindset or mindset of inclusive growth. So bring that caution in your write-up. Are you able? So when you want to say only one type of men who are making these things as gigantic or troublesome for a nation, you can use this quote. But at the same time, flip of the quote is also there, because men can be more feminine in their approach, but females can be more masculine in approach. Female, they are not compatible with each other, then they are very crude with each other. There can be very harsh violence of one female against another. May not be physical, maybe emotional. Are you getting? So these are like some quotes related to female. This is also related to female. Now there is some connectives which we were talking that we are going to discuss, right? So how you can start something or how you can connect. This page is giving you this information. If you want to put emphasis, you can use these words. Do not always remain or rely upon very important. Use better words. It does not mean that you have to sit with dictionary altogether for all the times. But when you read newspaper, consciously identify this is the word I do not know. Improve upon that. Look at the synonyms. Improve upon that. Whenever there is a transition, start words of transition. If you said one perspective, this has been positive, then next point could be started with however. These are the negatives. Although, these are the demerits. You can say it is therefore. For us, because these are the positives, it is therefore pertinent for us to look at the negatives of the topic. What you are doing, you are using the connectives which I have discussed in the class earlier as well. These are giving grammatical or linguistic connectives, right? So you can use them. For example, you change one perspective to another. What you can use? Turning to this perspective. You can start your point like this. You can mention the other point of view by using these words. This slide will be there with you. So you use them in your effective writing style. Start in your general answers also. In your GS, general answers, start these things. It will be very helpful for you. So here we are winding in general our essay session, and because there were some people who were asking about the connection, so I will give you the mail ID where you can connect. So this is the email ID. Feel free to connect if you have any issues. All right. genschollar17@gmail.com. Okay. Now let's talk a little. Class is over, but we are having a conversation in general. How has been your overall studies are going? Because what I receive from you, I'll tell you how you can manipulate the same information to be used in your essay paper. In general, how is your preparation going on for prelims? Not good? Good?
There's a lot of scope for more consolidation, and the time is come for us to focus more on self-study. Before this month or this second month, we were focusing more on completing the syllabus. Now we need to revise all of it, consolidate.
Alright. So I am giving you one idea. Based upon that, you can manipulate or adjust. Manipulation is a negative word, but based upon that, you can use that idea. Right now, it is almost end of October, so it is beginning of November. Take next 3 months to complete your entire syllabus, and then start consolidating. Even if on some weekends you are able to perform consolidation, means only noting the keywords associated with the topics and titles. Try to consolidate. Mention only those keywords which are important. Do not mention the keywords which are unnecessary. Are you getting? Do that exercise. It will help you in consolidation. Number 1. Number 2, do not ignore the power of CSAT. If CSAT is ignored, you cannot clear the paper. Even if you are comfortable in all the topics, practice it out. Because right now there is a level of anxiety. If you wait when my coaching period is over, then I'll do. It means you are in the wrong notion. Once coaching is over, by the time you will be in the month of maybe April or maybe end of the March, you do not have time. But what would you do then? You will be in anxiety. Leave everything aside. You will only study GS. So the time to consolidate and study CSAT is starting from now itself. Now means it is already October end. I would have asked you to do the similar thing in the month of June. That do practice CSAT so that at least something is there. You do not need to put in extra effort to become master in CSAT. Are you getting? With this, keep yourself clear. Whatever you are going to memorize for prelims and mains is going to help you in essay as well. The only thing is, you know how to do that. There is art of internalizing and art of taking pause. You take pause, internalize whatever you have studied, and then think where I can use this. Are you getting? Where I can use this. If you get the answer, where I can use this, that this I can use in paper 1, this type of topic. This I can use this in this type of question. This I can use in essay. It will be magical. If here, whatever we have discussed as a part of essay, I do not claim something will come from my class, but I can certainly claim whatever the requirement of essay is there, that will 100% be fulfilled by the arguments and the thoughts which we have built in the essay. A range of 140 to 160 could be achieved if your practice is enough, and that too without putting much of the extra effort. This is the only part of your syllabus which can give you more marks than any other thing with lesser effort. Rate of return is highest. You need not study anything new. Just read the same thing with the different mindset. That can I use this in essay? If answer is yes, then ask how. If it is yes, fitting to your like understanding, then apply that interlinkage in your next essay. Comfortable? So this is my idea, and all the very best. Right.